Seriously? Hey guys, and welcome to another Ork Tactics video with myself, 6+ Stevo. In this one we are looking at the Gorkanaut. He comes in at 295 points. He has a movement of 8, a toughness of 12, a 3+ save, 20 wounds, leadership 7, and a nice objective control of 8. So yeah, we're on to the big boys now. The Gorkanaut is a miniature I absolutely adore. I think it's beautiful, and he's a bit of a beast on the table. So let's take a closer look at him. He has the abilities Deadly Demise D6, and he has the special ability Clanking Forward. Each time this model makes a normal advance or fallback move, it can move over enemy models, excluding monster and vehicle models, and terrain features that are 4 inches or less in height as if they were not there. So yeah, really nice. Lifts a lot of the restrictions for movement, especially that movement 8, because he's fairly speedy actually for a big heavy unit. So that's really nice that he can do that and move over a lot of like the smaller scatter terrain as if it weren't there, and sort of smaller units and things that he can just move over without any worries, especially if you are wanting to fall back. You know, if he is in a situation that he wants to get out of for whatever reason, even if he's surrounded, that's a really nice ability that he can just move out and not be pinned in there. Although, to be fair, as we will see later on in this video, it's highly unlikely that this guy is going to want to retreat from combat, because whatever he's in combat with, he is most likely absolutely mashing up. He's also got the rule Big and Stompy. Each time this model makes a melee attack, if you have called a war this battle round, add 1 to the hit roll. Very, very nice indeed. So yeah, during a war, he becomes even more killy than he already is. If he takes damage and he's got 1 to 7 wounds remaining, it says you subtract 4 from this model's objective control characteristic, and each time this model makes an attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll. And he also has a beautiful built-in 6+ invuln save. I've mentioned it before in one of the other videos, but it's really nice to see these 6+ invuln saves on a lot of our vehicles and a lot of our units. Really, really nice. Orks have struggled in the past with a lack of invulnerable saves, and 6+, it just adds a nice little bit extra to that survivability. So let's take a look at what he is armed with. We'll flip the card round. He is equipped with a Deathstorm Mega Shooter, 2 rocket launchers, a Scorcher, 2 twin big shooters, and a Claw of Gork. He is also a transport, and this model has a transport capacity of 12 Ork infantry models. Mega armor and jump pack models take up the space of 2 models, and he has no war gear options at all. The weapons he's got are the weapons he's got, but that transport ability is nice. That has doubled since last edition. The Gorkanaut has always in the past had a transport capacity of 6, which has quite heavily restricted the units he's able to carry. He's only ever been able to carry very, very small units with him before. So yeah, 12. Whereabouts they fit is hard to see, because it's not a huge amount of space in that belly of his. I think the Orks must be like clambering up onto each other's shoulders or something inside him. But regardless, on the tabletop, that is really nice, being able to transport 12 models into combat. And with that 3+ save and 20 wounds, he's going to be quite a safe space, a safe mode of transport for your prized units. So yeah, very, very nice indeed. But let's take a look at those weapons. He's got the rocket launchers. We all know about rocket launchers. I won't go over the stats again. They're really, really nice. And he's got 2 of them. Twin big shooters adds a nicer bit of DACA. Re-rolling on the wounds with the twin linked is very tasty indeed. So yeah, and he's got 2 of those. So really nice. And the Scorcher, when he gets up near combat, lovely jubbly. Auto hitting, strength 5, -1. All good stuff. But his main gun, the Deathstorm Mega Shooter, has the special rule Rapid Fire 10, Has a range of 36 inches, 20 attacks, ballistic skill 5+, strength 6, AP -1 with 1 damage. So yeah, 20 shots, strength 6, AP -1. Very, very nice indeed. That is some beautiful Dakka that any bad moon will be proud of. Absolutely beautiful. And then once he gets into that 18-inch range, you're spitting out 30 shots, which is lovely. Combined with the 2 twin big shooters and the rocket launchers, he is throwing out some serious Dakka. So yeah, on the shooting front, really nice. Now primarily he's going to be used for gunning down like troops, infantry for the most part. He's got the rocket launchers, which can put the hurt on vehicles, and just the volume of dice. Even with even though it's low strength and stuff, the big shooters and the Deathstorm mega shooter, just from the sheer volume of dice, is going to put some hurt on vehicles as well. So yeah, Dakka wise, no complaints at all. Really, really nice. But the Dakka is not really what he's about. The Dakka is something for him to do while he's clanking his way up the battlefield to get into melee, because that claw of Gork that he's got is that is nice. Yeah, you've got 2 different modes of attack with the claw of Gork. You can either strike or sweep. With the strike, he gets 5 attacks, hitting on weapon skill 3+, strength 18, so even toughness 9, he's going to be wounded on a 2+. He'll be wounded virtually everything else on a 3+. He's got AP -3 with 6 damage. So yeah, the strike attack with the claw, you're going to be wanting to use this against sort of really high toughness targets, vehicles and tanks and things like that. And he'll be ripping right into them and causing some massive damage with that flat 6 damage. -3 AP, yeah. Nothing wants to get tangled with this guy in combat. Nothing. Just literally nothing. He's also got the sweep attack, which grants him 15 attacks, still hitting on a 3+, a respectable strength 8, -1 AP and 2 damage. Both of these are really, really nice. The sweep is going to be amazing against nearly all infantry targets and lighter vehicles, and the strike attack is going to be absolutely devastating against really high toughness, like really hard targets. So yeah, combat is where you want this guy. You want to just march him steadily up the battlefield, dackering away with that Deathstorm mega shooter and the big shooters, firing off rockets. Once he gets in close, give him a quick blast of the Scorcher, toast him up before finishing him off with that Claw of Gork. And potentially unloading a load of cargo inside with that 12 transport capacity. So yeah, it's a massive thumbs up from me. I think he's priced fairly, I would say. He's an expensive unit. 295. It's not cheap, let's face it. That is expensive. We've looked at a lot of other units up to now, and a lot of other things are quite cheap. This is quite a big expense, especially if you're playing sort of like just a 1,000 point game. If you're playing quite small point games, he's taking a big chunk of your army. But boy, I think he'll pay off. 20 wounds, 3+ save. It's going to take a lot to chew through. It really, really is. And during the war as well. During the war, when he gets in combat, he's going to be hitting on 2s. Forget about it. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I like this guy. I like this guy a lot. Yeah, there's not much really to not like here. We talked about the Death Dread before being overcosted, and when you can see for the price of 2 Death Dreads, or less than the price of 2 Death Dreads actually, you can get 1 Gorkanaut. Yeah, I must admit, the Death Dreads is a bit of a harder sell now. I mean, I think the Death Dreads are good. I think the Gorkanaut's a lot better. A lot better. Yeah, I like this guy. I like this guy a lot. So what else can we do with this guy? We can get a mech boy to follow him around, which is only going to just increase his effectiveness. It's going to help keep him alive I think this is a perfect job for a mech boy to follow around Gorkanaut and repair him, and it's going to make it even harder for your opponent to bring him down if he's healing D3 wounds each turn. And then adding 1 to the hit roll is going to make it really, really nice as well. Suddenly all those Deathstorm Mega Shooter shots landing on 4s instead of 5s is going to be lovely. And then in combat, hitting on 2s regardless of the WAR with that mech, if that mech's done his job. So yeah, I think a mech following this guy around is almost compulsory, to be honest. I think it's yeah, mech boys I think are going to see a lot of use. But look, this video is not about mech boys, it's about the Gorkanaut. What could we transport in this guy? Well, pretty much anything now. Mega knobs, you can have like a full unit of mega knobs in there with a character as well. So that's really, really cool. You could carry a large unit of knobs. You could put some boys in there. I mean, you could stick some grots in there, I guess, if you really wanted. But yeah, very, very cool indeed. Gorkanauts are tasty as fuck. So that's the Gorkanaut. What are we looking at next time? Can you guess? Can you guess? I think you've already guessed. It makes sense, doesn't it? If we follow along in this theme. We've done the Death Dread's big brother now. Let's do the Death Dread's other big brother, the Morkanaut. See you on the next one, guys. This is 6+ Stevo, signing out.